All right, welcome back into another edition of Keeping Up with Oxford Athletics. We're going to talk a little girls basketball here. And Coach, how's things been going for you? I know last week, scheduling conflict, we didn't get to chat, so just kind of catch us up over the last 2 weeks and what you guys have been through the last 2 weeks, so to speak.
Well, it's kind of been with the weather. It's kind of been an on again, off again type deal. 2 weeks ago, we were supposed to play Shades Valley on a Friday night. It was supposed to be our senior night, and that was when the snow came in. We love snow days, so we ended up having to move that game. So we had 3 games last week, 2 of which were area games. So went from kind of a longer stretch right into, 2 of your probably most important games of the season. So played at Pell City on Tuesday, which they always do a great job, great atmosphere there. They always have a phenomenal student section. So always, a very tough place to play just because of the great atmosphere. And then home at versus Shades Valley. Ended up getting the win on both of those. So anytime you get area wins, those are big. And then had a long trip to Jasper, and that one was. I told the girls, I wish there was some magical something we could sprinkle on this. I said, this is just a pride game. We had back-to-back area games, our Tuesday, Thursday area games, and then a long road trip. But I said, this is just a pride thing. This is just, carrying us in. Our county tournament starts this weekend for us, and we go Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. So, it was kind of we called it a trap game. And, I thought going on the road, about right at a 2-hour bus ride, coming off a emotional week, senior night area games. So I was very proud of our week last week.
Coach, you pre-mentioned this county tournament. We've actually been working every game at that county tournament. It's the 74th annual county tournament. The thing you guys do here better than anybody, I think, is obviously at the Pete. It's a special venue all in itself. But it's put together well, and the atmosphere there is exactly what you need to prepare you for Jacksonville. Can you talk about, how much do you talk to the girls about that? Like, hey, guys, we want to get back. You guys have been there multiple times, but you want to get back there again this year. How much do you talk to them about that?
I think it depends on what point of the season. Now we're at that point in the season that it becomes a little bit more frequent topic. But yeah, shout out to JSU for always letting us do it there. I think, me personally, I think JSU is one of the best regional venues. But then because of them letting us use it for county tournament, it's one of the best county tournaments in the state. I apologize. So being allowed to play there for the county tournament, and it's a little bit later this year, so it really does get us right into our area tournament, which hopefully leads to the playoffs. So it's a great atmosphere. The court is beautiful. The kids like it because JSU does a great job of doing the hype before the game, the lights and everything. So there's not enough positive things you can say about that. So I think at this point of the year, it also, some people, it's just like, oh, county tournament. But for us, we finish area, we play county, and then we have area tournament. So it allows us to kind of keep those emotions high and hopefully keep a positive vibe, positive mojo going.
Coach, y'all have let's just call it what it is. To no fault of your own, it's actually a very big positive in my opinion. Y'all have the bullseye on your back.
We do.
Like it's Oxford or bust, like in the girls' side of things, and rightfully so. I think y'all have earned that. Y'all had a trip to the Final Four, multiple runs here, at Jacksonville. Talk about that. That's a whole other set of challenges for a coach than to show up and try to go take somebody out.
Well, and I think last year we were actually the 2 seed. Anniston had beat somebody that we had not, so they earned the 1 seed. But I think it's one of those, when you are that 1 seed, like everybody's coming for you, as they say. And, playing Jacksonville as the 2 seed, we played early in the season, and they're playing extremely well right now, and it really have gotten better throughout the season. So staying locked in, not going in with a we got this kind of mentality, because everybody is gunning for those 1 seats. I mean, you think NCAA tournament, used to, it was 16 never knocked off a 1, and now it's happening, maybe not the 1, but the 116, 215. So it is more realistic now. So, being locked in with your preparation, and not just taking things for granted.
You guys don't always get to hook up with Anniston like regular season and stuff, so I know the girls look forward to that, and you guys have a war last year, but talk about that, just, if you guys were to cross, that'd be a very interesting game as well.
Absolutely. And, that's going to be a great game. That 2-3 game with Jacksonville-Anniston is going to be a great game. The atmosphere should be good. And we don't get to play Anniston in the regular season, so I think it's even more important in that county tournament. And you talk about atmosphere, that is a kind of a rivalry reborn because,
Pride.
it's a pride thing. It's a community pride thing. So, you can't cheer for anybody no matter who wins that game. It's going to be set up for a great finish.
Absolutely. A couple more questions before I get you out of here, and I know you got to get to work. What's your number one goal right now? Because, as you said, I think we're past the weather, so to speak, as of right now.
Hope so.
They said we possibly could have some more moving in. And as you said, it sets up perfectly for you guys. You're going, fixing to go compete at Jacksonville. Then you got an all-important area tournament, sub-regional, and then you could have the chance to go back and compete. What's your thought, mindset, number one thing you got to get done like right now?
I think at this point in the season, especially area tournament-wise, trying to find little tweaks. Not trying to reinvent the wheel, but, playing each other twice, seeing the other games, whatever, like, what you're going to get from your opponent. So trying to set the kids up to, steal a possession here and there, whether it's a defensive change, whether it's rotation change, whatever it may be, but just, trying to keep them locked in, trying to put a few little wrinkles in, and then just perfecting what you do well. And if you've had some things that have been hurting you, isolating those things and really harping on those things the next couple of weeks. Offensive rebounding is always one effort to go get the ball, and then defensively keeping your opponent off the offensive glass.
Dude, offensive rebounds are the coach's best friend. Keeping that possession and getting another shot. You're preaching to all the coaches' choir right now when you start talking about offensive rebound. I got to watch. We talked about a little bit off the camera earlier was Spring Garden and Hazel Green.
Yeah.
And Coach, when you see the girls' game and you see an event like that take place, where I think I posted a video of Ace in the three-pointer at the end of the half, and it got like 20,000 views within 2 hours. This is a 1A basketball team, you know what I'm saying, at home. Now they are playing a 6A juggernaut, but when you see the girls' game now as opposed to a 2 decades ago, can you talk about that and how proud you've been a part of that? You sending girls to college and you helping the growth in this area. How proud does that make you?
Well, I would say, I think it has very little to do with me. Spring Garden is a community that rallies around their athletes. They do a phenomenal job supporting. We mentioned, there was a picture taken 45 minutes before tip-off, and it was standing room only. So just that environment and the way the community wraps their arms around those girls is phenomenal to see. And speaking from experience, even if it's just a single varsity girls game, they still pack that gym. So I think social media has really helped push that. But seeing more and more girls getting the hype and girls getting a little bit of the love too, it's great to be a part of. And I would say I'm a very small part of that. But that was, a phenomenal game, phenomenal atmosphere. And I credit a lot of that to, it was hyped up. It was put out a week ahead of time. I think you guys did the banner where Coach Austin and Coach Miller, the 19 combined state championships. So having, credit to those two coaches, to schedule that and to make that happen, because that there's nothing negative that can happen from that as far as, it's a great game for girls basketball. It's a huge opportunity. I kind of equate that to when Iowa played in their football stadium and brought the court in. They did it in volleyball, I think, with Nebraska. Having more opportunities to promote the game is huge, and credit to those coaches who make those opportunities happen.
You see little girls probably sometimes looking at your players like star-studded. I mean, that's what it's all about to me.
Absolutely.
You said next generation. It's just, to me, the girls' game over the last 15 years has just
taken off.
And it's like, from a media standpoint from us, I can tell you this right now, without question, the Aces and Bell Hills of the world and people like that get as much hype as anybody. Like, when we post some of theirs, Lainey Smallwood, who it may be, Zay, when she was here, we'd post hers. It's just, it explodes.
Right.
even when Average Joe started, I didn't think it was like that. I know
Right.
it wasn't like that, but now
Right.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and I think now, too, your college fan bases are getting behind those high school athletes because of the exposure. Media is allowing that exposure because I know, on several of the Spring Garden comments, it was, Roll Tide, so glad she's going to Bama. Leah Brooks the previous year, with Hazel Green when she was up for Player of the Year and stuff like that, it was same thing. So I think a lot of times when you get the college fan base access to those high school athletes, it allows them to pour some love or give some love to those high school athletes, and the media, is the main thing to attribute that to.
100%. Coach, I appreciate you sitting in. I know you got to get to work. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.